What up? What up? What up? What up? YouTube, Facebook, what the business is. We in the house today. It's gonna be a short live. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. That is what we are working on today. Again, my name is Actually, my name is Byron Parsons, aka your boy Country. Let me get to the right things here because it's wanting to say it. AKA your boy Country, minister and musician and artist. Today we are going to be working on some different things within side of Pro Tools. The song, of course, my album is going to be called The Statement. And the song that I'm working on today is God Only, Bow Down. So yeah, today I'm trying what the thing I want to accomplish is to get a good just pre-mix so that I can record the vocals inside of Pro Tools. So I want to get a good balance on everything. Before, um, as you see right here, the kick, the snare, the side stick, clap. My drums are very low because before they were in stereo tracks because that's how they are recorded inside of MPC. And I took the tracks from MPC and put them over inside of Pro Tools. I want them to be mono tracks so I can manipulate them a little bit easier. But there's nothing wrong with the drums being in stereo tracks, but the drums per se is just a monotype. Unless you have the overheads on a natural drum set, then you can put those up to stereo. But usually going to your snare, you got one mic on your snare, one on your bass, few, one on each tom and so forth and so on. So I want to kind of keep that same kind of set up for this. So I want my drums to all be in mono as well as my bass. Same thing with my bass right here, and it seems like I am missing a 808 bass right there. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not missing the 808 bass. Okay, now here's the thing here. I'm gonna stand up some too. I don't like sitting down all the time. But with my drums being as low, I need to get a good solid mix on everything. So when I'm recording, I can actually feel the song. So what we're trying to accomplish today is to make sure that our mix is even. Right here, let's see here. Let's go to as you can see, I got my S1 right here. I did not take the time to properly set up my zoom in this, so bear with me. But these are my tracks right here, so you cannot see them as well as I would like for you to. But nevertheless, move my ladder. Nevertheless, yeah, we want to go ahead and balance everything. So what I am going to do, if I do not have automation on these, and I may, I don't. Ha! Okay. These are the aux tracks right here. This should be labeled, I'm going to have to fix that. This should be labeled reverb. But all of these, I got my click track muted. I'm going to take everything. One audio track cannot be recorded enabled because it doesn't have both an input and output. Okay, cool. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to balance all these tracks to where they sound decent so I can get my recording done. So I'm going to pull my master back up here to 0. All my auxes are at unity gain. So yeah, let's go ahead and start working on my drum track and getting it at a good balance. So here we go. Let's play. I'm gonna pull it up to 0 right here. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna wait to right here till it starts playing and then just pull it up to where I feel it's a good, comfortable volume. So now I want to pull up my snare. All right. Yeah, I was wondering why they were playing, but anyway, here's. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take this click track and delete it because I really don't need it. Yeah, it seems like a good balance right there on the snare and everything on the drums right here. Now, the problem that I was having is let's go back. The problem that I was having is that my instruments and my bass were overriding everything that I had in my drum track because again, I had stereo signal on my drum tracks. So therefore, the signal was a lot louder. It was double as loud, or the amplitude was a lot louder than it is now because since I got a mono signal, I don't have double the signal that is pushing to the submaster. So here we go. So what I'm wanting to do now is I want to pull up my bass tracks and I want to make sure that I'm getting the right amount of signal from there too. So what I'm going to do probably is take it from right here where the bass is. So let's zoom in more. Let's go to right here at 85. And again, I'm in grid mode right there for this. So what I'm going to do, 85 to 93 might be good, but I'm gonna go to 85 to 101 right there because I got bass. You see my two bass tracks right here? Both of those are playing during this time. So I'm going to go 85 to 101 right here. And just, you know, hello. There we go. So we are, what we're doing is we're looping this section right here so that I can correctly put in the right amount of bass that I need to in order for this song to be right. And then we're going to go with the instruments as well. So here we go. Let's start it again. All right, here we go. Let's go to the bass. Now this is a kick 808. I don't want it to override the kick drum, but I want this bass to be in there so that you can hear it good, right? All right, here we go. Now what I'm probably going to do is side chain the signal of the kick drum over to the kick bass part so that you can hear my kick drum through the bass 808, the kick 808 right there. And maybe side chain a little bit of that signal also to this 808 bass because I still want the kick to shine through, right? But right now that sounds pretty decent. That sounds like it's got a good flow to it right here. So what I want to do now that I did that, what I'm trying to do now is I want to go to my instruments. The remain sample, that's just the name of the sample, but the sample I need to push up because this is going to be one of the main instruments one of the main pieces of audio in the song, right? So I want to go ahead and push this up as well. So here we go. Let's see what we got. Now I want you to look just a few decibels down. You hear how good that bass rang through, but if I push this up, it'll mask that bass a little bit. Those are all things that can be corrected in the mix. But actually, that's a pretty good balance. Now, now you hear those phasing strings right here? This right here? All right, since that's got a decent balance on that, I am going to go to a part where my piano is shining through. So it looks like the 101 right there. The piano comes through. So we're going to go and take that 101 to 117 right here. And we're going to play this part and then push the piano up so the piano has some presence within this mix right here. All right, now let's go right here to where the strings come in right here too, because I need them to pop as well. And that's basically all the instrumentation for this song right here. And it's just one part, which I'm going to add more parts for the strings right there, because the string gives accent to one part, but I want that to have more accent in the song. Excuse me. Sorry for the phone call, but yeah, here it is. Here we push the strings up. So that should be all the instruments and the bass right there. So let's take off all these solos and see what it sounds like all together. Now with that right there, I can tell now that hold on one second, guys. That would be great. All right. Yeah, it calls for a laughing emoji. I had a phone call, some important business to take care of. But boom, here we go. Let's go. Now, as I was saying, since I got a pretty decent balance right there, there are some things that I can tweak, pull down, push up, and to make it a lot fuller. Now, from what I can hear with this mix right there, I feel like the snares are a little low. The drums is still not hitting as much. Now I could go to the drum bus and actually do some changes right there. But right now I just want to fix it with just the signal, with the amplitude, by pushing up the fader. Right now, that's what I want to do. I have already, as I can show you, I had already done some pre-mixing before. As you can see here, some EQ. The rest of it does not have an EQ because I had the EQ on the stereo bus. So since I broke them down to mono and got rid of the stereo tracks and all that, then I have to go back in here. As you can see all the EQs right here, the compressors and different things that I got on there. Really what I should do before, matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that. Because right now I'm not really getting an accurate representation of everything with everything the way it is. So we're just going to disable everything and then go at it again. I should have done this before, but I actually forgot about this having processing on it right here. So yeah, we're even going to cut off the sends too. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's cut all these off. Woo! No, didn't mean to do that. Cool though that I can do that. That was done by accident. Wow. So you telling me I can adjust them all like that? That was done by accident, y'all. So what I done was push command and hit the little part over here where this thing, and it's showing me exactly where my faders are for the sends that is pushing to whatever bus I got them going to. So yeah, man, that's amazing. That was done by accident. But anyway, let's try this again. Matter of fact, since we know we got a decent mix on our drums, just listen to the drums by themselves. All right, let's go. Now I do not have the bass playing right there. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's duplicate that a couple times. Let's go right here. Let's repeat this part. That's everything playing on this right here. So when I go to do everything else, or when I go to balance everything out, then everything is playing within this loop right here. So all right, now here we go. Let's add the main sample. I tell you what, I am going to go back here and make sure that I turn on both of these. The reason being is there is some muddiness in that piano that I don't know why I thought that that piano would sound absolutely wonderful with that low part on it. Now I thought it was okay when I was recording it, and it didn't sound okay, but there's one note on there that is just irritated me when I was listening to the whole mix. So therefore, I had to take an EQ and go in here and mix that note out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. right here on this EQ, I had to take out right below 250 because that one note was blaring in one part of the song, and that lower end of that note was making everything a little bit muddy because there's so many things sharing that frequency that it was making the whole song sound muddy. So and plus another thing is this particular frequency around here, when we talk about vocals, we use a lot of people talk about 1 to 2K, a little bit above 2K to give that vocal that little bit of shine. But when you talk about vocals, especially a male vocal, your body comes from the lower end. And around this frequency, around 250 hertz right here, it's 258 right here as it showed before, around 258 or 236, that shows that has a lot of your vocal body. So you want to make some room for your vocal to sit within a mix, because if everything is crowding out that spot, then your vocal might sound dry or empty. It might not be as full as you need it to be. So yeah, I took that part out, but it wasn't for the sole purpose of the vocal, but I took it out because it just sounded bad. So I'm gonna keep the processing on this one and continue to mix. So here we go. That's too loud. So now it sounds decent right there. that sounds like it's pretty balanced right there. I wanted to I was going to take everything back down the hair. It sounds like it has a good balance, but I want it to be right around -6 dB. -5 is fine because here's the thing. You want to take this process right here, and after you're done with your vocals and after you're done with your mix, so you're going to have to do some more adjusting on all of your you're gonna have to do some more adjusting on sorry, boo. Let's get that off. We're gonna have to do some more adjusting on all your faders and the amplitude of every track on here because you want everything to be at a good even level, but you want to leave some headroom so when you do go to mastering, when you send everything to mastering or do your mastering, then you have some headroom to make some more adjustments and to make everything pop and sound a little bit more lively. But I think right here is a good balance. -5 is good. But let me go here to all audio, my group right here. Let's expand this over just a little bit more. Right there, all audio. I make groups as I make the tracks, so I know what to do. Now it does look like all audio, like my bass. Right. Okay. Let's rename these real quick. Sorry. Okay. So they are good. So let's go to let's see here, brain fart. So now we had that. We're going to go to modify this group right here. Let's modify the group, and we're going to take the 808 kick and the 808 bass both. Hello. Okay. Leave these out of the audio group. All these are my my aux-ins and my submasters. So what I'm going to do is add that to the audio group. Boom. Boom. So now when we play this same part, which is probably that's the loudest part of the song, right? So here we go, because this is during the chorus. So here we go. Boom. Okay, yeah. So, guys, that looks like that's a good balance for that mix just to start off with. After this, we are going to go forward, right? And with that, what you want to do now with me, I throw a EQ first thing on every track, whether I use it or not. I throw an EQ at the very top of my chain right there because you want to take out some frequencies that are that it's not going to be used, right? Because you don't want things, certain artifacts to shine through when another instrument or a vocal is supposed to shine through in that area. If you got your bass kicking up or some different instruments kicking up a certain frequency in a certain space that is not really needed in that track, that is taking up space and is taking up area where something else that uses that frequency to shine can use that space, and that makes the track too crowded, and depending on where what side of the frequency spectrum it is, it can either make it too muddy or too harsh, or just too clicky or stuff like that. So you don't want the crowds to crowd your instruments around. So now this right here, I have it set on a preset. Now you can use your presets as a good starting foundation for what you want to accomplish inside of your mix. But some people go to their presets and preset everything and just set it for that, and then wonder why some things don't match within their mix. No, use your presets, but take out some other things and stuff, and you're not just limited to one EQ on a certain on a certain track. Now your chain that you have on this track, I can put a couple EQs on here. And matter of fact, a lot of the times I put one EQ first to do some control now, or to shape it and cut some of the harsh frequencies and things out of the mix that I don't want to be there. Now, on another EQ later on in the chain, then I might take that another EQ and boost some frequencies that I want accentuated, and do some different things, maybe side chain a certain frequency with the EQ that I use. That's why I love this F.O.C.U.S.E.D by Waves. I'm telling you, love this EQ. A lot of people use different EQ. I use this F.O.C.U.S.E.D like religiously. Because I can take this EQ and set it to an external source right here, take the side chain right here, take the threshold down for any EQ that I want to take, and set the range for it to how much I want it to dip whenever a certain instruments, if I'm side chaining it from an external source, how much I want it to dip during that process, right? So yeah, my camera is all of a sudden started being funny. It don't want to follow me no more. There we go. That back. Now we good. All right. So yeah. So take another EQ and do different things with it. Of course, take your compression and boost certain things up and set and control the your peaks on with your compression. Now we're going to do a lot of that. Now I'm telling you right now, you don't always have to have a compressor on every single track. Some things you have to listen with your ears. You don't have to just throw compression at it and expect that to fix everything, or throw some EQs. Plugins don't necessarily, they help accentuate what you already have. Number one, if you're recording it with a mic and you got a bad signal on your mic and you don't got enough signal, you got a bad source, so you need to re-record it. All these plugins and all these things that you're throwing at it is just not going to automatically fix it. So you got to you got to know when is enough and when to just leave things alone. So you can't throw plugins at a track and expect it to fix everything. And some tracks are fine the way they are. So yeah, you got to know. You got to use balance and know when to use things, and that comes with time. That comes with ear training. That comes with a lot of things. This track by far is nowhere near where I want it to be right now, but we're going to get it that way. I think it's good enough for me to record my vocals on now. And then once I record my vocals, I can come back and do an overall balance mix again, because that's what I'm doing now. That's what we just did, overall balance mix. And once we do that overall balance mix, then I can start taking pieces of it and putting different plugins on things to make sure that everything fits together nicely and everything is glued together and ain't not one part so out of whack that it makes it sound bad. So get you the right tools also. get you the right tools you need to do your mixing and EQing and different things like that. If you have terrible tools that are not telling you the truth, then there is a way around it, because sometimes we use terrible tools and don't know that we're using terrible tools, right? For years, I used these speakers that were really, they were so horrible. So sometimes we use things like reference tracks to understand what we are listening to, right? So we use another reference track, throw it into our session right here. Um, Throw it into your line right here. Throw it into your edit window right here on the bottom, and then mute everything, and then push play and see how it sounds, right? So you want to try to match what you got here based on that track that you have in there. So when we listening to it on monitors that are not as great, then we can clearly hear what these monitors actually really do. Some boost the lower end, some are colored in the lower end, some color the high end, some make the mids a little bit too colored. But you want to keep everything. You want a speaker that is pretty much flat most of the way around. You know what I'm saying? So you can clearly hear what is actually being told to you by the song and by the speakers and by the audio. That the audio will speak a certain language to you, but you got to know what to listen for. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, yeah, man, happy mixing to everybody, man. This is going to be a process with this one. I got to record it. I'm making a special video for this song, as I'm doing with all of my songs in this whole project called The Statement. That's the name of the album. But yeah, I'm doing the whole project this way. We're going to record and do, the making of all this stuff. But yeah, quick announcements, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, because I got a lot of things to do today. I got a gig I got to play at today, or not necessarily a gig, a church program that I have to play at and do things. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here and prepare myself for that. But quick announcements. Here we are, recording of Jesus Paid It All. I wanted to have the whole album done by this time, but I am going to have all the mixing done for this song, but the vocals, and then come back and mix the vocals in the few days after this, and hopefully have my album released early in July. But here it is, recording of Jesus Paid It All. Help us by lifting up your voices as one to Christ our King at Grace Kingdom Life Ministries. June 20th and 26th will be the practice. Now, I am going to take a poll and engage when would be better at 10 o'clock in the morning to 12, or 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the afternoon. But we got time, right? We got time. This is almost 2 months for people to participate and show up. June 27th will at 4:30, which is on a Sunday, at Grace Kingdom Life Ministries. We will be recording this song, right? We will be recording this song. So I'm very excited about this song. I think this song is going to be major. It is going to be a wonderful and beautiful thing, and I'm ready for it, man. I am so ready to do this. So yeah, y'all stick with me, keep it with me, keep on kicking it with your boy Country. Also, if you have it, support my ministry, man, and support me in doing what I'm doing. It takes a lot of work. I put a lot of hours into doing this, and it's not only I do it for myself. I put a lot of hours into our ministry at church. I put a lot of hours into a lot of these things that I do. Sorry, guys. Concerning music, you see, music is a big part of my life. Music is a major part of my life, and I want to continue to do these kind of things and continue to give y'all good content, and also continue to lift up the name of the Lord by doing what I'm doing. So if you can support me in this, there is a QR code for my Cash App. It doesn't matter what it is. Any support will be welcome. I don't care if it's 50 cents. I don't care if it's 2 cents. I don't care if it's 100. I don't care if it's 200. Whatever you can give, I would greatly appreciate it, and I thank you in advance for it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you today. It's your boy BP, and I'm up out of here, man. Love y'all. Peace.